But yeah, a lot of the time it's your attitude and what you project out to people.
Yeah, what you attract. There's,
Yeah,
there's actually, it's interesting because I'm going to do a video on this at some point in time. There's a phenomenon called hostile attribution bias in psychology. And what that is where some people have a bias to just basically hearing, if you like, or sensing or responding with hostile bias to what you say. So you could say something really nice, like, for example, you could be looking at someone and you might be looking at the person, admiring them. They're dressed nice, they look nice, whatever. It doesn't have to necessarily be, in a sexual way or what have you. You're just looking at them, but they bias it to hostility. Or you might say something that's quite neutral, but they bias it towards hostility. So there is this hostile attribution bias that does actually exist. It's actually been studied and researched, and some people have it. So there's a lot of elements to social interaction that people can attract. I guess what I'm trying to say, they can attract trouble because they're looking for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Welcome to Martial Mindset, where we delve into some of the leading minds in business, martial arts, and academia to find out what truly makes success in any field of life. We are the fight coaches who will motivate and inspire you to level up your game, no matter how big or scary your goals may be.
So when you bring that reality, it shocks people. And it gives them I take this shit seriously. Because anything could happen. And when you've seen shit happen, you're like, fuck. It doesn't happen in movies. It could actually happen in real fucking life. So at the end, I tell people, it's your life. I'm not going to be there. I'm giving you the tools. At the end, you have to make the decision with what you have in that moment. Because people tell me, should I hit? Should I run? I don't know.
No, yeah.
Are they 2? Are they 3? Is you holding a knife? Are you alone? Are you with your family? Are you with your wife? Every scenario dictates a different outcome, a different decision that you're going to have to make in that moment. So I can't set in stone anything. If you want an answer, I don't have it for you.
No, that what, everybody listening to this, that is such great advice. I think anybody that's teaching will actually give you a hard, fast answer is not doing you a service at all.
Yeah.
Because we as trainers, as motivators, as mentors, we can't tell you what you're going to do in a life or death situation. You are the only person that knows what you're going to do. We can advise you on strategies and principles and concepts, but we can't say to you, you must do this, you must do that. You've got to make that decision.
I never worked as a doorman, and I've considered myself lucky to have not, I haven't had situations like that crazy where people were running or people were firing gunshot. And what I really enjoy and what I really appreciate is that you guys are being so honest and so open about it, because a lot of people, I worked as a doorman. Yeah, I fucked some people up, it's like, no problem. I just punch everybody and I feel good about it. But what I noticed in my life, like when I changed, when my confidence changed, and then when I got rid of all the anger, because I was doing martial arts for like 8 years, but I was still very, very angry, and I was still fighting on, and causing fights and getting into fights. But once I calmed down and once I started really accepting myself for who I was, with the good and with the bad, these situations just stopped happening. I didn't have people come up to me anymore and come into my face or talk in a weird way to me.
I have a great story. I was teaching years ago, and this kid walked in that I knew from school, like from high school. He goes, shit, man, I got into a fight last weekend. I want to learn some self-defense. I'm like, shit. He goes, yeah, man, I don't get it. In the last 3 weekends, I got into a fight. I'm like, okay, well, you need to start realizing that you're attracting this because...
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, other than working in clubs, I've, gone into fight, 2 or 3 times when I was younger, and that's because I was drunk and I was angry. But working as a doorman, if it wasn't for working as a doorman, I wouldn't have gotten to fights. Other than, like I said, when I was stupid and young and had so much to prove.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And it's mostly the sign of insecurity. You know what I mean? That. And it's easy when you get drunk to be a tough guy because you think, fuck it, I could take on anybody until you get your ass kicked because you realize your motor skills are fucking down the drain. But yeah, a lot of the time it's your attitude and what you project out to people.
Yeah, what you attract. There's actually, it's interesting because I'm going to do a video on this at some point in time. There's a phenomenon called hostile attribution bias in psychology. And what that is where some people have a bias to just basically hearing, if you like, or sensing or responding with hostile bias to what you say. So you can say something really nice, like, for example, you could be looking at someone and you might be looking at the person, admiring them. They're dressed nice, they look nice, whatever. It doesn't have to necessarily be, in a sexual way or what have you. You're just looking at them, but they bias it to hostility. Or you might say something that's quite neutral, but they bias it towards hostility. So there is this hostile attribution bias that does actually exist. It's actually been studied and researched, and some people have it. So there's a lot of elements to social interaction that people can attract. I guess what I'm trying to say, they can attract trouble because they're looking for it.
Yeah.